Remember when music videos were events? When you'd sit in front of the TV, finger hovering over the record button, waiting for that one song to come on so you could capture it on VHS. The hair was big, the shoulders were bigger, and the stars? They seemed untouchable. But here's the thing about the 80s. Most of those icons didn't disappear. They just became someone you'd walk past on the street and never recognize. Some became gardeners. Some became TikTok sensations. One even runs a boutique in Nashville, while another wakes up at 2:45 a.m. just to meditate. Today, we're counting down 8 pop stars who defined the decade and showing you what they look like now. You won't believe number 1. If you were a teenager in 1987, Tiffany Darwish was everywhere. Her self-titled debut album went quadruple platinum, fueled by a marketing stunt that seems almost absurd today. She toured shopping malls across America. That's right, the same malls where you bought cassette tapes and Orange Julius. Her cover of I Think We're Alone Now hit number 1 when she was just 16, followed by Could Have Been, which made her the youngest female artist to top the Billboard Hot 100 at the time. But the 90s were not kind to mall pop. Grunge arrived, and Tiffany's sound suddenly felt dated. She released 11 studio albums, but nothing ever matched the success of that debut. Today, she runs a boutique in Nashville called Let's Food with Tiffany, a food club she launched during the pandemic to connect with fans in a completely new way. She still performs at retro festivals, trading her 80s denim for leather jackets and boots. She's 54 now, and she looks nothing like the girl who sang about being alone in a shopping mall. Before she was a pop star, Sheena Easton was a struggling singer from Scotland who appeared on a BBC documentary about trying to make it in music. That documentary aired in 1980. Within a year, she had a top 10 hit called 9 to 5, not to be confused with Dolly Parton's, and became the only solo artist in history to appear singing in a James Bond title sequence, For Your Eyes Only, in 1981. The track won her a Grammy for Best New Artist. But her most fascinating chapter came when she caught the attention of Prince. He wrote and produced Sugar Walls for her in 1984, a track so sexually charged it landed on Tipper Gore's infamous Filthy 15 list. She also duetted with him on the smash You Got the Look. After the 80s, her recording career slowed. Her last studio album, Fabulous, came out in 2000, but she never really left. She made her West End debut in 42nd Street, later handing the role to Lulu. Now in her mid-60s, she's expressed sympathy for today's pop stars, telling Classic Pop magazine, "You're expected to come out of the box with a hit and keep going, and there's so much self-promotion you have to do." Paul Young had one of those voices that made you stop whatever you were doing. His 1983 cover of Marvin Gaye's Wherever I Lay My Hat, That's My Home, became the 3rd most successful single of the year in the UK. Then came Every Time You Go Away, a song so ingrained in 80s culture that it's impossible to hear without picturing a montage of someone staring out a rainy window. He was also part of Band-Aid's Do They Know It's Christmas, a true mark of 80s legend status. But here's where his story takes a hard left turn. After the 80s, Paul stepped away from commercial pop entirely, not because he stopped making music, because he started a Tex-Mex band called Los Pecaminos, purely for fun. He plays guitar now instead of singing lead. He grew a beard. His long black hair from the 80s is now silver, and if you passed him on the street, you would have no idea this man once filled stadiums. He's still touring in 2026 with his Songs and Stories tour, an intimate evening of hits and road stories. Kim Wilde exploded onto the scene in 1981 with Kids in America, a song so instantly catchy that it became a punk pop anthem before punk pop was even a genre. She was 20 years old, blonde, feathered, and looked like she belonged on the cover of every magazine. She followed it up with You Keep Me Hangin' On, a cover that hit number 1 in the US and Australia, and Cambodia, a moody synth track that proved she could do brooding as well as anthemic. Then, in the mid-90s, she did something completely unexpected. She walked away from music to become a landscape gardener. Not a I'll dabble in gardening kind of thing, a legitimate second career. She won awards. She became a regular at the Chelsea Flower Show. Eventually, the music pulled her back. She dropped her 15th studio album, Closer, in 2025 and is currently touring Europe. Now in her mid-60s, she's been open about aging naturally. When asked about plastic surgery on Lorraine in 2018, she said, "For me, it's not something that I would be running towards." She walks her dog, does yoga, and occasionally grabs a cappuccino. She looks like a completely different person, and she's fine with that. You know Take On Me. Of course you do. That iconic sketch-to-reality music video, the impossibly high note, the way Morten Harket looked directly into the camera like he was singing just to you. Released in 1985, it made a-ha global superstars almost overnight. They became the first Norwegian band ever nominated for a Best New Artist Grammy. The band split in 1994. Morten went solo, releasing more contemporary-sounding albums, but nothing ever hit like that debut. a-ha reunited sporadically over the years, releasing True North in 2022. Then, in 2025, Morten revealed something no one saw coming. He has Parkinson's disease. He announced it on the band's website, acknowledging that the illness would affect his voice. But he also said he's currently writing songs he has great belief in, adding that he can feel the lyrics, especially have something a different aspect of me in them. He's now in his 60s. The heartthrob with the impossible voice is still making music, still pushing forward, even as his body ages. You'd recognize his voice instantly. His face, probably not. Before she was a solo superstar, Belinda Carlisle was the frontwoman of the Go-Go's, the first all-female band to write their own songs and play their own instruments to hit #1 on the Billboard album chart. That was 1981. By 1987, she was a solo artist with Heaven is a Place on Earth, a song that became so overplayed that radio stations literally wore out the vinyl. After the 80s, Belinda described herself as being in semi-retirement, but her version of semi-retirement is waking up at 2:45 a.m. every day. She told Good Morning Britain that she starts her mornings with a 45-minute meditation. This might explain why, at 67, she looks practically ageless. She recently wrapped up the UK leg of her Heavenly Hits tour and has more dates coming in 2026. She still has that smile, still has that energy, but the wild hair, the colorful outfits, the punk edge that defined the Go-Go's, that Belinda is gone. The woman on stage today is someone who figured out how to age without disappearing. Cyndi Lauper was the anti-pop star. She exploded onto the scene in 1983 with She's So Unusual, an album so stacked with hits, Girls Just Want to Have Fun, Time After Time, She Bop, that it's still one of the most successful debut albums of all time. She had a 4-octave vocal range, a rainbow of hair colors, and an energy that made Madonna look tame by comparison. But here's what most people don't know. After the 80s, Cyndi became a Broadway composer. She wrote the music for Kinky Boots, which won her a Tony. She already had a Grammy and an Emmy. She's 1-0 away from EGOT status. Her face has changed over the years, some of it natural aging, some of it the result of managing psoriasis, a skin condition she's been open about. In 2025, she wrapped her Girls Just Want to Have Fun farewell tour, but made it clear she's not hanging up her music. Her latest project? An adaptation of the 1989 rom-com Working Girl, which premiered in San Diego in 2026. The woman who once wore a trash bag on the MTV Video Music Awards is now a Broadway legend, and she looks nothing like she did in 1983. Rick Astley had one of the most iconic debut singles in pop history. Never Gonna Give You Up, released in 1987, was everywhere. He followed it with Together Forever and Whenever You Need Somebody, cementing his place as the clean-cut, deep-voiced heartthrob of late 80s pop. Then he stepped away. In the 90s, he focused on family and largely disappeared from the spotlight. And then the internet happened. Rickrolling, the prank where someone posts a link that leads to the Never Gonna Give You Up video, gave him a second life he never asked for. But here's the thing. He embraced it. He called it funny and great, and it opened a door for him to return to music on his own terms. He released Are We There Yet in 2023. He's touring the UK and Ireland in 2026. But here's what's remarkable. He's 60 years old. The clean-cut teenager with the impossibly deep voice is now a silver-haired man who looks more like a retired English teacher than a pop icon. and he's fine with that. He's the ultimate example of an 80s star who left, came back, and became something entirely new. You won't recognize him, but you'll never forget that voice. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and drop a comment. Which one of these transformations shocked you the most? Subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss the next one.